Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Atin po ngayon, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang sa anak ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello, happy Thursday. Sorry po, I'm late because I've been trying to, yan po yung laptop ko, ayaw na naman. Ayaw yung Facebook, ayaw bumukas yung Facebook sa laptop ko for some reason. So, I'm now broadcasting from my phone. Yung mga hinanda ko pong graphics tsaka news, hindi natin makikita dahil wala akong OBS. I'm just using my phone. But anyway, magandang umaga po sa lahat. Happy Thursday, everyone. And it's a nice sunny day out. And I'd like to welcome the people watching. Hello, hello. Hindi ko makita yung mga names nyo, but thank you for joining me. Magandang umaga. Happy Thursday to everyone. Yun nga, wala akong background. I'm sorry, hindi ako makabukas sa OBS ko at sa aking Facebook sa laptop. So I am broadcasting from my phone now po, no? But magsamahan pa rin po, magsama po pa rin tayo, right? But unang-una na natin pag-usapan, of course, is the government is eyeing the transition, di ba? Actually, di ba, parang nowadays, mayroong prevailing feeling na parang bumababa na yung effect ng virus, right? Or people are starting to treat it like a flu, because nga yung symptoms ng Omicron is parang flu, right? And so, pero hindi tayo dapat maging complacent, right? Dapat patuloy pa rin tayo sa mga safety and health protocols, right? By wearing the mask pa rin kung saan kailangan at kung kailan kailangan, right? Because, ayun na nga, some countries have been lowering the restrictions, pero our government is eyeing na transition to the new normal by March. Paano? Well, okay. As the spread of COVID-19 continues to slow down and more people get vaccinated, kasi diba, the government hopes to close the book on the pandemic starting March. Wow, sana, right? Let's pray po and let's be vigilant and let's be obedient, no? Para talagang ma-accomplish naman yan na by March, yung mga restrictions mag-iisap na, okay? Na pwede naman na kasi na kagaya sa Taiwan, kahit na wala na silang state of emergency, wala na silang alert level or GCQ, whatever, they still wear masks. I think it's still important to wear masks when you go to enclosed places or mga crowded places, kasi nga nandyan pa yung virus, right? Kasi sinabi nga ng Pangulo natin, di ba, huwag tayo maging complacent kasi nandyan pa yung virus, right? So, as more and more people are getting vaccinated, right, our government hopes to close the book on this pandemic starting March, or 2 years since the first local transmission na kasi, di ba, of the coronavirus was reported in San Juan, according to the presidential advisor on COVID-19, si Vince Dizon. It's been 2 years nung una natin nakitaan yung infection, which was sa Green Hills. Naalala ko pa talaga yan so distinctly, no? Na sa Green Hills nang galing, sa isang nagbiyahe, whatever, right? Sabi ni Vince Dizon, he cautioned, however, that while the government was aiming to begin implementing the new normal next month, okay, the move out of the pandemic would depend on improving the government's immunization drive to reach more members of the vulnerable population para magka-herd immunity, diba? Increasing the vaccination rate in some regions and convincing more individuals to get their booster shots. All right, okay. Acting Presidential Spokesperson Carlo Nograles, quoting the World Health Organization, said an increased vaccination drive would help a lot, right? Kasi ang increased vaccination rate would allow the Philippines to begin moving out of the pandemic this year. Kung mas marami pang makabakunahan, kung magkaroon nga ng herd immunity, right? So, kasi nga, di ba, sa ibang countries, inaalis na nila yung pagsusuot ng mga mask, right? The acute phase of the pandemic, according to the World Health Organization, could end this year. Of course, with one qualifier. That 70%, okay, vaccination target is achieved by the middle of the year. Nograles said in a press briefing ng Tuesday, no? Hopefully, starting March, if all goes well, pag dumami na talaga ng bakunahan, 70% na nga, maaari na tayong bumalik sa new normal. New normal meaning nga, magmamaskara pa rin kung saan kailangan. Okay? Hopefully nga, starting March, if all goes well, we will begin with what we call the new normal, to prepare the country to finally close the book on COVID-19, barring any other new variants that may come our way. Itong sinabi ni Vince Dizon in a meeting with the President sa Malacanang noong Monday. The National Task Force Against COVID and the Department of Health are in the process of crafting the new normal roadmap, which is expected to be presented to President Rodrigo Duterte in early March. Okay, wow. And this will really signal the return, hopefully, to a robust and very healthy growth in our economy that will bring back jobs, investments, and hello, yung pag-aaral, please, back to school, face-to-face classes, please, dahil nadidemotivate talaga ang mga bata. The return to normalcy of our industries, such as tourism, which was heavily affected by COVID-19, okay? Dizon said the government would prioritize, okay, the inoculation of nearly 3 million unvaccinated senior citizens who were among the most vulnerable to COVID-19, di ba? And children, especially those ages 5 to 11, to allow them to return to school. Another priority is increasing the number of people getting booster shots, okay? He said that the government would also increase the vaccination rate in the regions to at least 70%, and focus would be on Mimaropa, Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Palawan. Yun ang Mimaropa, right? Bicol, parang Calabarzon. Bicol, Soc-Sargen, which is South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Sarangani, General Santos City, Caraga, and Bangsamoro regions. Okay? The government is targeting to vaccinate 90 million individuals, okay, by June. And as of February 14, the Philippines has already vaccinated 61.63 million fully vaccinated individuals, while another 9.16 million have received their booster doses. Okay? Yan naman ang sinabi ni Dizon. Okay? Ayan. Taas-taas muna natin sa balik. Yeah, thank you. Alright. So, sinabi ni Galvez, itong figures na to were expected to double in the coming weeks as the government opens for more vaccination sites and projects across the country and as more vaccines come in. Okay? Alright. Sa Metro Manila naman, Nograles also said that the administration was preparing for Alert Level 1 for Metro Manila at saka other regions. Kaya lang, a big part of this would involve compliance of establishments with minimum public health standards, right? Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergara said the environment has to be ready for the easing of restrictions to make it safe for the people to go out. Kaya nga, kasi sa pagbabalik sa almost normal, dapat kasi nga, nandun pa rin yung mga safety protocols na kailangan ayusin ng mga establishments, mga restaurants, mga hotels, mga eskwelahan, right? For people to safely go out. It's not just the people, but also establishments, both public and private, should provide safe spaces for the people. Vergara said ditong sa Malacanang briefing. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said, placing Metro Manila under the lowest alert level would depend on the establishment's compliance nga with the Safety Seal certification program, which affirms their na kino-confirm yung kanilang pagpatupad sa mga minimum public health standards set by the government. Okay? We will assess if the safety certification is up to par by Thursday hopefully by the first week of March, we can already de-escalate to alert level 1. Yan. Today yun, i-discern nila yan. Today. Thursday na po ngayon eh. Itong sinabi ni Duque sa isang interview sa CNN Philippines, okay? Duque said that the government was also observing how sorties and other gatherings, ito yung mga in connection naman to the election, related to the coming May elections affect the COVID-19 figures. Palagay ko na-affect talaga dahil nakita nyo naman lalo yung mga nagbibigay-bigay ng pera. Hindi na nagso-social distancing pag natataranta na pag nagpapalit, nagbibigay ng pera, nagtatapo ng pera, o nawawala na yung social distancing. So, nakaka-affect yan. For sure, right? So, yung mga yung mga, what do you call this, candidates, wag naman ganun yung ginagawa na nagsasabog ng pera, nagpapalipad ng money, tapos nagkakagulo yung mga tao para damputin. Wag ganun kasi yung social distancing talaga nawawala. Right? And we are still in the pandemic. Duque said the government was also observing how sorties and other gatherings related to the coming May elections affect the COVID-19 figures, admitting that the lack of physical distancing and crowding observed in campaign sorties were among the reasons why the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases decided to retain Metro Manila under alert level 2. Kasi nga, yun na nga, yung kampanya campaign season na Sinasabi ko sa inyo para return to normal, wag ganun. We'll see in the next 2 weeks, itong next 2 weeks pa na darating, if the cases will rise from the time the candidates hold their proclamation rallies, okay? Okay, regarding new cases naman po, the DOH on Tuesday reported 2010 new COVID-19 cases, the lowest daily tally for this year. Very good, that's good. Tuesday's positivity rate was 10.4%, lower than the previous day's 10.7%. This was based on 20,084 people tested on Sunday. Okay? So sabi ng DOH, there were 72,305 active cases or people who remain infected with a virus, of which 66,093 were mild. The 6,293 recoveries brought the total number of survivors to 3,514,489, while the 52 fatalities raised the death toll to 55,146. Okay? Hello there, Miss Angelica Paz. Thank you so much. Sensya na, I'm broadcasting out of my cell phone because ayaw bumukas yung Facebook ko sa laptop ko for some reason. Thank you so much for the stars. Thank you for the hearts and stars. More than anything, ang pinaka-valuable po ay ang inyong presence at ang support sa amin. Thank you very, very much. So, happy Thursday to you, Angelica, at sa mga kasama mo dyan sa trabaho, at sa mga kaibigan mo na nanonood sa atin. Anyway, hopefully by March, we open up because our first quarter depends on this, okay? Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, said he was hoping that Metro Manila and other areas of the country would be placed under Alert Level 1 by March to ensure the economic growth and recovery of the mga negosyo, okay? He noted that the summer period would begin in March, and this is when people usually go on vacations. President Duterte also renewed his call to unvaccinated Filipinos to get the COVID-19 shot, saying massive vaccination was the only way to return to normalcy. Okay? Talaga naman pag mas marami nang nabakunahan, may herd immunity, pwede nang mag-lower ng restrictions, no? Kaya, sana, we just have to follow and listen. Alright? Yun ang importante ron talaga. Okay? On that note, okay, wow. People are talking about the Beijing Olympics. Hindi ako nanonood kasi ng Beijing Olympics So, hindi ko masyadong, alam kung who's winning. Ang alam ko lang may na-injure na Japanese skater na hindi siya nakapag-compete dahil na-injure siya bago pa lang mag-umpisa. Okay? Okay? Next on the forefront is, okay, pag-usapan naman natin, Yung Star City, alam niyo po ba yan? Star City is like this indoor Disneyland, or it's an amusement park owned by the Elizaldes. No? Unlike most establishments that had closed down due to the pandemic, Star City and Pasay City had to suspend operations lang. Hindi sila nag-close, nag-suspend lang ng operation months before that. A massive fire burned down more than half of the amusement park's compound noong October 2, 2019, which lasted for about 4 hours and reached Task Force Bravo. They looked to reopen in October 2020, but we all know that what happened. May pandemic. But now that cases are going down and vaccinations are underway, Star City announced that they're ready to welcome guests on February 24. Wow! Opening soon na. Located in the reclaimed area of the Cultural Center of the Philippines complex, Star City is known for drawing crowds of all ages from all walks of life. It is owned by Star Parks Corporation, a subsidiary of the Elizalde Holdings Corporation. They initially planned to reopen in January 14, but retracted their announcement amidst the surge of the Omicron COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila at the time. Before the 2019 fire, the amusement park was popular for Snow World, an indoor attraction that featured ice carvings and an ice slide. It also had a double-deck carousel, an inverted roller coaster, a water log ride, and a huge Ferris wheel. Okay, under Alert Level 2. They'll only accept fully vaccinated adults, 18 years old and above, and minors regardless of vaccination status. Okay. They'll be operating at 50% capacity for indoor attractions and 70% capacity for outdoor areas. Star City is located at Vicente Soto Street, Cultural Center of the Philippines, Pasay City. You know, masaya din dyan sa Star City eh. Naalala ko, nagpunta kami dyan ng anak at saka yung mga anak ni Rufa. In Venice, we used to go there. Gusto yan nila. And it was pretty cool. It's a smaller Disneyland. Pwede na. No? Meron naman silang mga rides na exciting. But that's good to note that they're opening come February 24. Alright. Magandang balita naman yan. Kasi nga, ang mga negosyo, unti-unting nagbubukas. Dahil importante naman, you know, na malaman na marami kasing wala ng negosyo. Iba naman, sinuspend lang while the pandemic is ongoing at magbubukas when it's at better times, right? Okay? So, more on the now, okay? Let's talk about, regarding COVID and the restrictions, okay? Diba, sabi natin sa Philippines yun, magbababa ng, alert level 2 pa rin, kaya lang yun, pinapayagan na yung mga minors na walang bakuna, kasi wala pa naman talaga silang bakuna, pero yung mga kakain sa restaurant, o pupunta sa enclosed spaces, just make sure that you bring your vaccination certificates or cards with you, okay? All around the world naman, anong ginagawa? Unti-unting tinatanggal yung mga restrictions, right? But like sa Canada, okay? Sa Ontario, Canada, alright? Sa Canada po, ano ba itong nangyari sa computer po, alright? Canada's Ontario to lift some pandemic measures. Alberta ends masks sa school. So, tinatanggal na sa Alberta, Canada ang pagsuot ng masks sa mga eskwelahan, okay? The Canadian province of Ontario said it will speed up its plan to remove proof of vaccination requirements, and lift pandemic-related capacity limits for many businesses, while the western province of Alberta ended its mask requirements for school children nung Monday. So, nung Monday, pinapasok na nila yung mga bata ng walang maskara. Okay? The moves with which the province's premiers attributed to a waning Omicron wave comes as protesters opposed to pandemic measures closed 3 border crossings with the United States and paralyzed parts of Ottawa. Okay? Ano ba nangyari? Nahulog yung phone ko. Diba? So, Ontario, Canada's most popular province, said Ontario, said coronavirus infections peaked last month and new hospitalizations have been declining week over week. Ayun na nga, kagaya sa Amerika, diba? 73% ng mga COVID patients na naka-hospital po sa Amerika ay those COVID patients unvaccinated. Yung mga hindi pa nagpabakuna, sila ang nasa ospital, sila yung nasa ibang ICU. But 30% of the people na sa hospital ay hindi na COVID. Yung mga regular sakit na hospital, right? Up until surgery and such, okay? The province had eased some capacity limits on January 31 and had previously planned to remove COVID-related curbs in gradual phases on February 21 and March 14. It will now lift the so-called vaccine passport system on March 1 and remove capacity limits including on restaurants and bars. Dito sa Canada to, ha. On Thursday, dinicide dyan po na ililift na yung so-called vaccine passport system by March 1. Businesses may still choose to continue to require such proof, the province said, and masks will continue to be required. Given how well Ontario has done in the Omicron wave, we are able to fast-track our reopening plan. Itong sinabi ng Premier nilang si Doug Ford. Okay. Moving right along, I'll just have a sip of water. Okay, the province will also start allowing sporting events and concert venues to fill 50% of seating capacity. Sa Alberta, Canada naman, students will no longer be required to wear masks in schools as of Monday. Aha! Itong Monday na nakaraan, hindi na sila pinapamaskara. Last week, the province also ended its vaccine passport system and removed some capacity limits for small venues. The threat of COVID-19 to public health is no longer outweighing the hugely damaging impact of health restrictions in our society on people's health at saka emotional well-being. Diba? Hindi lang namang COVID-19 yung sakit na dapat asikasuhin. Alright? Okay. So on that note, ayun pa, isa pang country ang nag-iisap on the restriction. Spain to drop COVID vaccine requirements for its UK teenagers. Okay? Ano naman? Spain has announced it will loosen its border requirements with children over 12 from non-EU countries no longer needing to be fully vaccinated. Diba? Yung Spanish government po announced that it is relaxing its travel rules from Monday, which will be a boost for British holidaymakers planning to go abroad in February half-term. Ang mga bata po, aged 12 to 17, will now be able to visit by showing a negative PCR test, yun lang pala, no? Taken within 72 hours of arrival in Spain. Bantagal nun, as an alternative to presenting a COVID certificate with a proof of having been fully vaccinated. Kung meron ka naman both, dalhin na lang, right? Reyes Maroto, Spain's Minister for Trade and Industry and Tourism, said, as one of the world's favorite tourism destinations, we are committed to make travel to Spain a safe and easy experience for our visitors. Very good. Especially for families traveling with children, syempre, no? Okay. All other UK travelers now, excluding children under 12, will need to present a COVID certificate showing proof of them being fully vaccinated at least 14 days prior to arrival in Spain. If more than 270 days have passed since the last dose was administered, proof of a booster jab is also required. Okay, prior to traveling to Spain, all passengers must also present a QR code, which is obtained from filling in the health control form, or FCS in Spanish, available via Spain Travel. Okay? So, tourism bodies welcome the move, with the spokesperson saying the changes to the rules will mean more families will be able to enjoy a break in one of the UK's most popular overseas holiday destinations. Okay, so with that, With 2/3 of families saying their holidays are more important to them now before the pandemic, the latest change should give more people confidence to book their much-missed foreign holidays. Yun pa, yung mga airlines hope, pantayan yan dahil panay promo na ngayon. Right? Yung Cebu Pacific, wala nang antigen test, wala nang PCR test rin eh. As I know, last week, a friend of mine flew by Cebu Pacific. Okay. Sandali lang, ha? For those who are watching na ngayon lang to join us, this is Buhay Online po. And this is Bautista broadcasting from Facebook Live on the Broad Stream Cast Communicators page. Okay? At kami po ay nasa YouTube din because right after our live stream telecast or broadcast here on Facebook, we are immediately migrated to YouTube where the Broad Stream Cast Communicators page hosts all of us na nagsha-show po dito sa Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Doon niyo po makikita ang aming past archived work or broadcast. Okay? So, on another note, okay, somebody was asking that. Oh, I don't want to be so technical. Okay, news naman around the globe. Let me see what's happening to the world, right? Let's see. Well, ba't dala-dalawa itong mga news na to? Anyway. Okay, so we'll talk about travel and all those things, okay? About restrictions being lifted, that's good news. Alright? So now, ayun nga, ang travel restrictions na lift na sa sa London. But anyway, going back to this topic I want to talk about today. Oh my God, what's wrong with my computer? It's going haywire. Humihingi na ng kapalit. Okay, recently, okay, ito news. Babalik tabi ko ito para makita niyo. Para ayaw bumalik ka na. There you go. See, look at this news. Cher just tweeted Cher just tweeted about Lenny Robredo and fans are here for it. See? Si Cher po, ayan ang kumanta na, do you believe in love and love? I see some things. Siya kumanta na, I never did, oh, do you believe it? Yan, si Cher. Anyway, she tweeted about Lenny Rodrigo, di ba? Lenny Robredo, sorry, forgive me. She tweeted about Lenny Robredo and fans are here for it. Okay, talk about the internet. Okay, crazy things can happen on the internet, really. Okay, when you think about it. So, pag-usapan natin kung paano siya nag-trending. Well, like I said, crazy things happen on the internet. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. What a lovely aura I have today. Oh my God, I look so hindi ako nakapag-ayos ng mabuti, but maraming salamat. I'm broadcasting from my phone. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for just always being supportive. Yan si Miss Angelica Paz, si Cynthia Muste. Anyway, kayong dalawa, if meron kayong panahon, no, because I want to devote a time, diba, for people to discuss yung lifestyle and work in this pandemic or work. Siguro, kung merong araw sa inyo na pwede kayo to join me, just let me know, okay? Because I would gladly have you guys, right? Okay? Anyway, so, as I was saying, this crazy things can happen on the internet, such as music, a music icon like Cher on the other side of the globe tweeting about our Filipino presidential candidate, a Filipino leader. The legendary Cher, okay, imagine that, okay? broke Filipino Twitter after she had posted about Vice President Leni Robredo. Alam mo nangyayari sa akin? Rodrigo. Pinagsama ko si Rodrigo Duterte at Leni Robredo. Rodredo. The legendary Cher practically broke Filipino Twitter after she had posted about Vice President Leni Robredo, who is seeking the presidency in the upcoming May 22 elections. May 2022 elections. Pero May 9 po yung election, hindi May 22. Birthday ko yun, kaya hindi ko makakalimutan ang election because it's my birthday on May 9. Okay? You know, it all started when the 75-year-old, can you believe? Yung kanta niya, will you believe in love and in love? Anyway, she wrote kasi sa Twitter, excuse, don't know Lenny, SIC. After Lenny trended on the Bird platform, as one would tend to do when a locally specific Twitter trend transcends geographic borders. Okay? Filipino fans rushed to the singer's Twitter thread where they quickly explained what Lenny meant and who she was. Okay? Cher replied to user Ging Hyung, who tweeted at her, praising the vice president and showing her support for women fighting for justice, saying, let women do it. Okay? Kasi, nag-tweet. Pakita na nga natin yung tweet. Sige. Okay, here's the tweet. See? Sabi ni Cher, excuse, don't know Lenny. May naman sumagot, Leni Robredo is the current vice president of the Philippines and soon to be our president. Wow! Very, very wishful thinking, no? Siyempre naman. Anyway, so, let women do it. Let Lenny and all women fighting to save climate, children, elderly, poor, homeless, sick people, and of all colors and ethnicities, LGBTQ, force honor in government, make medical care, education, child care free, tax corporations, stop child labor, animal cruelty. Ayan ang Cher wrote in response. Okay? Wow. Ayan ang kanyang sinabi. Ayan ang sinagot ni Cher. Let women do it. Filipino fans loved the exchange and shared Cher's tweet with over 80,000 likes and 27,000 retweets as of writing. Supporters of Robredo also shared a video of the vice president dancing with kakampings to believe at a public event. So, sumayaw siya sa song ni Cher. Okay, yan. So, yun na yun, right? Imagine that. Sumayaw siya sa song ni Cher. Kasi naman, ang ganda naman ng tweet ni Cher, no? Ulitin ko yung sinabi niya. She said, let women do it. Let Lenny and all women fighting to save climate, children, elderly, poor, homeless, sick, people of all colors, ethnicities, LGBTQ. Diba? Force honor in government, make medical care, education, child care free, tax corporations, stop child labor, animal cruelty. Yan po ang kanyang pinost. Nakinilig naman masyado, I'm so sure, si Miss Leni Robredo, na I'm sure kilala niya si Cher. Naturally, Twitter users were ecstatic at the award-winning singer's show of support, even wondering whether Believe, which peaked at number 1 in over 20 countries in 1998, would re-enter the charts. Cher literally said, let Lenny lead. Wow. Okay? Ayan, oh. Yan ang kanyang, tingnan niyo po. Right? See that? There's the post. Alright. Cool, no? Anyway, going back. So, that's the news about that. Exciting lang, di ba? Ba't naman hindi? Imagine si Cher, Grammy Award winner yan. At ang iconic yan sa music industry, the American music industry, tweeted about Leni Robredo that way. Why not, right? Why the hell not can it be news? So, technology naman, let's talk about this, okay? Well, this is naman old. Let's talk about social media now that we're on it, okay? With regards to Spotify, okay? Ayan, kasi wala akong graphics, ito na lang, babalik-balikan ko na lang yung aking camera just to show you what I'm talking about. Spotify to link virus content to COVID, facts after disinformation row, okay? Ayan. Ayan ang ibig sabihin yan. What is it? Diba kasi lately, all these social media platforms are being are on the spotlight or in the microscope, under the microscope. Why? Because unang-una na yung whistleblower na si Francine Hagen, or she exposed that the Facebook, that's why it's being investigated, because they were exposed na yung mga wala raw, yung what's this, the interest of the company is only for profit at hindi dun sa interest ng mga members niya or subscribers or yung mga Facebook members, right? Subscribers. Kasi ngayon, inimbestigahan yan ng Congress, ng lahat, minamandate na kailangan stricter rules on censoring, stricter rules on who you're allowing to post, because a lot of them are doing misinformation, diba? And fake news. And ganon din to naman ng Spotify, okay? Okay, music streaming giant Spotify announced Sunday that it would start guiding listeners of podcasts discussing COVID-19 to more information about the pandemic, following a row that saw artist Neil Young remove his music from the platform. We are working to add a content advisory to any podcast episode that includes a discussion about COVID-19, Spotify CEO Daniel Ek said in a statement. This advisory will direct listeners to our dedicated COVID-19 hub, a resource that provides easy access to data-driven facts and up-to-date information as shared by scientists, physicians, academics, and public health officials, authorities around the world. Okay? The new effort to combat misinformation or fake news, na mas tinatawag na ganon, would roll out in the next few days. The move comes after artists spearheaded by Neil Young early this week demanded the streaming service remove their music or drop podcaster Joe Rogan after a call from medical professionals to prevent Rogan from promoting several falsehoods about COVID-19 vaccine. So yan na nga, huwag daw i-allow yung mga nagpa-podcast na nagbibigay ng misinformation, lalong-lalo na sa COVID-19. Nag-confuse na nga, di ba? Ang dami na nga anti-vaccine anti-vaccine. And I can never speak of it except from experience na, you know, ulit-ulitin ko na naman, I'm a COVID survivor, my family is, my fiancé and my child, at yan, si Miss Angelica who's listening. Siguro if I was not vaccinated, we would have had more serious symptoms and landed in the hospital and would be paying still for the astronomical fees na sinacharge ng hospital for COVID patients. My God. Rogan, 54, has discouraged vaccination in young people and promoted the off-label use of the anti-parasitic drug ivermectin to treat the virus. The podcaster, who has 100 million or 90 million euros multi-year exclusive deal with Spotify, my God, 100 million dollars or 90 million euros. Meron siyang multi-year exclusive deal with Spotify. He's a podcaster po. Was kept on, and Spotify complied with Young's demand and started removing his catalog of songs. Siguro naman, rather than tanggalin ng mga musician nila yung kanilang music sa Spotify, mas malaking malulugi sa kanila kesa ang alisan ay itong si Rogan, na gastos siya, 100 million binabayan, you know? The company voiced regret over Young's move, but cited a need to balance both safety for listeners and freedom for creators, right? Spotify's move drew applause online from organizations including video streaming platform Rumble, which credited, the Swedish company with defending creators and standing up for free speech. All right. The musician also urged fellow artists to follow his lead, and calls for boycotts and canceled subscriptions flourished on social media. Takot ng mga lahat na baka i-pull out ng mga artist mga songs nila, wala na silang makukuha for what they're paying for. Based on the feedback over the last several weeks, it's become clearer to me that we have an obligation to do more to provide balance and access to widely accepted information from the medical and scientific communities, guiding us through this unprecedented time, okay? In addition, X said the company would publish its platform rules, which includes guidelines for creators on what Spotify labels as dangerous at saka yung mga ibang deceptive content. Yan na nga. Dapat lang talaga maging mindful. Ang paulit-ulit ko rin sinasabi, yung TikTok na yan, kailangan din siyang imbestigahan, kailangan din siyang ma-monitor at ma-sensor. Okay. More news, okay? Regarding naman sa 24/7, how can we keep our home safe, no? A COVID-safer home? Possible yan, sabi ng aking kumparing si Gary V. It is possible with Panasonic Nano X Generator, okay? Ang endorser kasi si aking, hindi niyo po na itatanong, ninong ng anak ko yung si Gary V, ninang niya po si ninang niya si Angeli, and also si Tita D, Donita Rose, ninang ng anak ko, and Tita Nanette Inventor, at ang yumaong si The Boy, mainikot ko, at saka si ninang LT, yan po ang mga godparents ng aking anak. But anyway, 24/7 COVID safer home, ito, sabi ni Ninong Gary, okay, posible naman daw to. Diba? Wouldn't you like to know kung paano nyo isi-secure yung bahay nyo? Panasonic Air Conditioning Philippines, during its February 11 Air Conditioner Convention, unveiled to press and dealers the news about Nano X Generator Mark II, a new level of improved innovation of the nano technology, Nano, N-A-N-O-E. In a virtual conference, Panasonic revealed research results on Nano showing its capability to inhibit 4 types of novel coronavirus variants, okay? Itong bagong, air conditioner ba itong Nano? Basta, ito siya, kaya niya i-filter, okay? Ang alpha, beta, gamma, and delta in a 45-liter test space with the size of 350 mm by 350 mm by 400 mm in as fast as 2 hours by over 90%. Ooh. The breakthrough news in health and wellness, okay, will in effect provide hope for Filipinos to make their homes and businesses safer places to work and live in, okay? Mas sanitize ang mga bahay at saka more sanitized para sa mga kids and elders and working individuals. It's the next best thing in the new normal, okay? Yung Panasonic air conditioner, okay? It inhibits 4 kinds of variants ng virus, itong Nano. In 2021, the Panasonic conducted a test with a third-party organization and confirmed the effectiveness po of this Nano against the virus noong 2021 against variant alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Okay? Given this Nano, it can be expected to have an even stronger inhibitory effect on novel coronavirus variants. The company again conducted a verification in view of the status of the spread of the viral infection. Panasonic Corporation has verified the effect of nanotechnology with benefits of hydroxyl radicals on the 4 novel coronavirus variants in collaboration with the Japan Textile Products Quality and Technology Center, or QTech. Panasonic announced news about the new Nano X Generator Mark II, which produces 9.6 trillion hydroxyl radicals per second, a level up on eliminating odors, inhibiting pollutants, and moisturizing the skin pa and hair. Oh. Pero magkano naman kaya itong Nano na to? That means this new technology is 2 times stronger in performance versus the current nano TMX 4.8 trillion hydroxyl radicals per second. This also means that the Nano X Generator Mark II may inhibit the novel coronavirus faster and stronger. Pero hindi natin alam magkano itong nano na ito. Itong itsura niya. Okay, you guys can take a look at it there. It's the air conditioner generator. Okay. Panasonic revealed that Nano X Generator Mark II is present in these products. Okay? Yung nanotechnology pala, pwedeng gamitin sa Panasonic X Premium, okay, sa mga split type na air condition, Panasonic 4-way ceiling cassette air conditioner, okay? Saka yung Panasonic ceiling mounted exposed air conditioner, at saka sa Panasonic conditioner. So, yan yung 4 na variants naman ng Panasonic air conditioner na may nanotechnology, okay? So, yeah, for the past 20 years since 1997, Panasonic has been conducting research, okay, on this technology. Okay, very good. And yan ang papatay sa mga virus, okay? Very good. Okay, moving right along. Yan po ang ating bits sa science and technology today. Tapos, yun na, sinabi natin na what do you call this? We will talk about the online jobs. Somebody text again. The online jobs next Wednesday na po natin papag-usapan yan ulit. Okay? Tungkol naman sa mga sa travel, traveling po, yung mga iba-ibang countries po nagbababa na ng restrictions, diba? Because of because of the, what do you call this? The weak effects daw ng Omicron. But we still have to have the safety protocols. Pero yung mga pag-quarantine, bawas na eh. Nabawasan sa ibang countries. Sa Europe nga, di ba? Very, very, ano na sila, malapit na sa close to normal. Because they're started to remove the use of masks. As more of us are considering heading abroad again because of the travel restrictions na nag-ease down, travel restrictions at a number of popular tourist destinations have been relaxed, okay? Sabihin na natin anong countries to, itong nag-text, ano daw mga countries na pwedeng puntahan, na nag-relax na ang mga travel protocols. Well, okay, listen to this, sa Europe talaga marami. France, Portugal, and Greece, okay? France, Portugal, and Greece have each updated their entry requirements for fully vaccinated travelers, all right? With changes coming from into effect itong panahon na to. Pwede na akong pumunta doon ng mga halos walang restrictions except vaccinated tourists traveling to Portugal will no longer need to provide a negative PCR test. Wow. Result to enter, although unvaccinated passengers will. Okay, basta merong vaccination certificate, pwede nang pumunta sa Portugal, except yung mga unvaccinated passengers, sila pa rin ang kailangan mag-present ng negative PCR test. Greece, on the other hand, has also dropped pre-departure test requirements for fully vaccinated individuals. Okay, however, as with many EU states, it will require arrivals, that have had their second jab more than 270 days ago to have had a booster. Okay? So, dapat kung lampas na yung 6-month na period, dapat magpa-booster shot na. Okay? France also announced it would soon drop its requirements of a negative COVID test for vaccinated travelers from outside the EU as daily infection numbers continue to fall. Very good. We again required tests in December. Ayun na nga, kasi nung holidays, dumami talaga all over the world ang infections. At saka dumating nga yung Omicron variant. So, in the coming days, sabi nila sa Europe, they will announce that tests are no longer needed for vaccinated people. Europe Minister Clement Beaune told France to television on Tuesday. Currently, anyone visiting France from outside the EU, including the UK, has to show a negative test result from the previous 48 hours regardless of vaccination status. O yan ha. So, France to ha. Anybody visiting France, kahit saan ka man galing, kahit UK, dapat meron ka pa rin negative PCR test done 48 hours before your flight to France. Okay? Regardless if nabakunahan na kayo or hindi. This week, there will probably be a new European protocol for vaccinated people arriving from outside from Europe with ease measures. Ang mga European members agreed on 25 of January to better coordinate their travel rules, in particular for people crossing the borders. The Omicron surge prompted Italy and Denmark, for example, to impose, recent negative test requirements for entry by fellow EU residents, as well as proof of vaccination, a tightening of the rules that irritated officials in Brussels. French authorities began lifting COVID restrictions this month. Okay? With nightclubs set to reopen from February 16th and standing areas, again, unauthorized for concerts and sporting events as well as bars. So, kahapon yan, dapat nagbukas na sila. Wow. Norway also eased restrictions. Norway naman. No longer asking travelers to test when they arrive in the country, but requiring all travelers over the age of 16 to complete an online registration from 72 hours prior to arrival in Norway. Okay? Those who aren't fully vaccinated must complete the online registration and have proof of a negative COVID-19 test taken less than 24 hours before arrival. Meanwhile, ang Morocco naman has opened for the first time in 16 weeks, and Australia also opened its border for fully vaccinated tourists and all visa holders from 21 of February, almost 2 years after borders were first closed. Oh my gosh, pwede na pala. Pwede ko na yung puntahan. Yung kuya ko na sa Australia po. He's in Sydney with his family. However, travelers were warned to continue to double-check their half-time holiday plans to make sure they meet COVID vaccination rules para na they won't waste time. Nakarating ka nga sa country, papauwiin ka naman dahil hindi mo in-observe yung proper decorum or kung ano yung kanilang requirements. So before you travel po, alamin niyang mabuti kung ano yung mga restrictions. Alamin niyang mabuti kung anong aabutan niyo doon. Baka mamaya, like I heard talaga from my student from Taiwan, her brother was in Taiwan with her for the Chinese New Year celebration, but her brother lives in Shanghai, China. So halfway daw through the holiday ng Chinese New Year, which was I think 10 or 11 days, he had to go back to Shanghai. Hulaan nyo bakit? Because daw ang quarantine daw sa China ay 28 days na. Oh my goodness. Anong klase yun? 1 month? Naka-quarantine sa hotel. Sinong magagastos, right? So, kung gano'n ang way, wala nang gusto pumunta sa China. Hello there, Sir Joey Ortiz. Magandang tanghali. Thank you for coming by, Mr. Joey Ortiz. Maraming salamat. Welcome to the show. Patapos na po tayo. Okay? People traveling to Italy, Croatia, and Switzerland, as well as New York State or California naman, will not face the same border checks but may find it harder to go to restaurants, museums, and other indoor venues if they had not been boosted. Yan po ang requirements sa Amerika. Wala nang quarantine, pero kailangan po nagka-booster shot na kayo. Hindi kayo po tatanggapin kung hindi kayo may booster. Kaya nga hindi ni-lockdown yung country because sabi ni Biden, suppose every time that there's a new variant kasi, nila-lockdown yung country. But this time, he didn't do it for the of course, main reason that most people are vaccinated. Ano siya sa bakuna eh. Kaya pinabakunahan na lahat ng Amerikano ng booster shot. So, ganun din ang nire-require sa mga tourists who are gonna come to America that you already have a booster shot. Okay? Alright. So, on that note, I'd like to end this broadcast po on a note of positivity, right? Dapat po. Because talaga po, nafe-feel ko parang all around, things are easing up talaga as far as the virus is concerned, as far as the effect of it is concerned. Of course, kumakalat pa rin siya, pero like yun na nga, highly contagious kasi itong Omicron, pero not as fatal. But anyway, regardless po, we still have to observe the safety protocols that are being imposed upon us. But of course, at the end of the day, we should keep being hopeful. We should have faith, hope, and love in our hearts. Maraming salamat po for joining me today. Pasensya na po at wala yung aking background because ayaw mag-online talaga yung Facebook ko sa laptop ko. Humihingi na naman ng kapalit. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, we will be back tomorrow. Last day ko po yan, Monday to Friday. Hindi last day as broadcasting here, but last day of the week to have my broadcast. Thank you very much. And to our beloved regulars that are always with us, maraming salamat po. Have a good day and have a good lunch, okay? Pagbutihin nyo ang masarap na pagkain na kakainan at be thankful. Thank you very much!
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.